What is going on, guys? My name is Onesie Swagnet, and welcome to our TBU Week 2 battle against BabyEye and the Saint Louis Chatots. And basically, in our team builder, Onesie Bannett, Alex, the little bitch, said that we were bad and that we're stupid because we lost to Trip. So we have to come out here and we have to try and prove to him that he is wrong, fam. You know what I'm saying? We need to prove to him that he's a stupid ass bitch. Now, I got to say, looking at that team, there is only one thing on that team I did not expect to actually come, and that's the Sand Slash. I expected Conkelda over Sand Slash. Mate, and now that Conkelda didn't show up, it kind of makes Meloetta a little bit useless. So that's never a good thing. So I'm essentially playing with a Mon less because Meloetta doesn't really want to do anything in this match. But yeah, we lost last week to Trip. And Alex, Onesie Banner, called us stupid in the team builder because we lost. So you know what? I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna have to come out here and prove to him that I am not stupid by beating BabyEye. But then again, I said the same thing about Trip, so I'm kind of a bit scared of this match because BabyEye has been coming for me. He's had his eyes on this game. He's been waiting for this, so we are not gonna have it easy, but we're gonna see what happens. So his team is Mega Pinsir, Starmie, Heatran, Sandslash, Haxorus, and Gramble. So I just need my rocks up as soon as possible so that I can do things and stuff. Let's get into this. And now we just got to wait because I'm clicking my video and I'm waiting for it to go to the black screen. It's still not there. Now it goes to the black screen. Peyton is issuing a challenge. I only say that to sync up my audio. And he sends out his Gramble turn 1. Now Gramble is kind of really bad because I led with Garchomp. So that means that I'm kind of screwed because I don't want to take a turn 1 player off. I can take it, but I don't want to. So I switch out, predicting that turn 1 player off, and go into my Nidoking. And he goes for the player off, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And that doesn't do much. But he gets the attack drop, so that's a bit unfortunate. But I predict him to switch out and go into something else, and I'll go into Cascada, as he withdraws himself and he goes into that lovely good noodle, which is the obvious Starmie. And I don't understand why it's called good noodle, but okay. But I now have my Meloetta out, and she's going to take a critical hit Scold before firing off a U-turn. I just wanted to get out of there because I have nothing apart from my Hyper Voice that wants to hit this thing. And if I show the U-turn, if I show the Hyper Voice, it's kind of crap. But I just wanted to keep him guessing. So I go into Lantern, and I'm going to fire off the obvious Dazzling Gleam, expecting Haxorus to come in on a Scold. Because if that's a Lumberry Haxorus, it can switch in on my Scold, absorb any status, and threaten me out with something. So I go for the Dazzling Gleam, and Gramble comes in and takes like nothing from that. So that damage there shows me that this is an Assault Vest Gramble, because Specially Defensive Gramble doesn't take that little damage. So I decide to Volt Switch on out into my only physically defensive thing on the team and go into Earthquake. Not Earthquake, I switch in on an Earthquake with Cascada, and she just sits there and takes it because she's physically defensive. So he switches out here, obviously predicting like Hyper Voice or something, and goes into Heatran. But I predict that and go for the tasty Thunder Wave and paralyze this Heatran, meaning that if it's like a Specs or a Scarf, it's not really as useful as it could be. So I U-turn out, I don't want to take a move from this thing, like, at all, and I go into one of the few things on my team that can take anything a Heatran really wants to throw, and I go into Lantern, because Lantern is a boss, as he reveals the Dark Pulse. Now, him revealing a Dark Pulse there shows me that he's probably an offensive set, because offensive Heatran is the only set that really wants to run a Dark Pulse on this set. Defensive has more important things to do. So he switches out being a little bitch and goes into Gramble as I pull off the tasty safe Scold, meaning that, you know, I'm trying to get a burn or something, or I'm trying to hit that Heatran for super effective damage. Spoilers, I don't get the burn, which means that he's got this thing in against me. And I go for a Volt Switch here, bit of chip damage, a bit of switch damage, and Lantern is just kind of crapping on him right now. So I go back into Cascada, thinking I can take a player off. It doesn't matter if I can't, but I switch in, he goes for the player off. I live on 4, because Cascada is a monster. Now he switches out because he doesn't want to take a hyper voice, he wants to keep it healthy, and he goes out into his Heatran as I go for the hyper voice. And this does the square root of jack shit. It does, like, nothing. So I go for a Psychic thinking, you know what, Meloetta's only on 4 health, she's not fast, she might as well just go down here. But he gets paralyzed as I go for Psychic. So that's kind of good, because it now means that I can go for another Psychic and wear it down a little bit more. So Heatran is just taking all of my Psychic powers before killing me with a Flash Cannon. But Meloetta, despite being, like, a useless mon in this match, did a fair amount. It did some damage to things, and it managed to paralyze that Heatran, so that's cool. I go into Garchomp, trying to threaten it out, and obviously he's not going to stay in there, because I kind of assumed he's like Scarf or Specs or something, and he's choiced into Flash Cannon. So I go for a Stealth Rock on the obvious switch, and Granbull comes in, and I realise that's an AV Granbull. That can't really have too much defense investment, so I go for the Iron Head, testing my luck, and I kill it. Because, you know, Garchomp is a monster, so Garchomp's done what he needs to do. And he brings out the Starmie. Now, things are going well for me at the moment. I've killed a couple of things, and he's only killed one of mine. So I know that when Starmies hit the field, it means Lanturn gets a free switch as he goes for the recover, and I get my Lanturn in to try and, you know, take some hits. And I realise I completely hard counter him. So I have a feeling that he's going to try and switch out here. So he switches out as I think I go for a Scold just to kill this Heatran on the switch in. I go for a Scold and kill this Heatran, which is kind of nice because that thing could still do a bit of damage with like a Fire Blast or something. It's always nice to kill a Heatran, considering it's like my least favourite legendary. But Heatran goes down, and that's awesome. Lanturn picking up a kill, because Lanturn is a monster. So that's always awesome. So Lanturn's just chilling here, and he brings in the Haxorus. And Haxorus just sits in front of me like, yeah, what, Nate? What are you going to do? But I feel like he's going to go for a Dragon Dance here. So I know that I can take an Outrage, and it's kind of safe for me to go for a Dazzling Gleam here. In fact, it's kind of important that I do. So he goes for the Dragon Dance, which is good because now I can go for a Dazzling Gleam and take off over half its health, which is lovely because now now stage 2 of my plan comes in. I have to switch out and sacrifice something because it's a freaking Haxorus. So I decide Garchomp's got its rocks up. I have Nidoking to put them back up if I need to. So I switch into Garchomp to take the rough skin damage. It's the most expendable mon on my team now, and he locks himself into Outrage. So that reveals to me that I can go into Sneasel and pick up an Ice Shard kill, unless it's Yarshay Berry. So I go into Sneasel, testing the waters, and I go for the Ice Shard. He shows me he's not Yarshay, which is awesome because Sneasel then picks up a kill. So this game is going swimmingly, mate. Absolutely swimmingly. So he sends out the Starmie. This is a speed tie. I don't want to risk no speed tie when I have a hard counter. So basically, I switch into Lanturn, since Lanturn is like the hard counter to Lanturn, to Starmie. Starmie, more like Starwee, because it's piece of piss, mate. I don't know. So I know that this thing is gonna have nothing to do against me, and the only things he has left don't want to take a Scold. I will 1v1 this Starmie, so I'm just gonna stay in and keep going for Scolds, because he can't 1v1 me. I have Heal Bell so that he can't hit me with like a Scold or something. And I'm just going to stay in here, letting him keep scolding me, trying to burn me. So he gets the burn. Yeah, he gets the burn this time. And I go for my own Scold, which is kind of nice because I go for a Scold, get a bit more damage off, and I also get the burn. But he's going to take this next turn to go for a Recover, and I'm going to reveal the Heal Bell. And the reason that's important is because at this point, he thinks he can Recover Stall my Lanturn, but that's not happening because I have Heal Bell. So he's gonna obviously be like, haha, I can take you down because I'm BabyEye and I have a Starmie. But obviously I'm just like, nah, mate. So I go for the Heal Bell, and then his heart sinks because he's like, oh shit, I can't take this thing out with Starmie now. Now I have to try and play. So he has 2 things left. He has a Mega Pinsir, he has a Starmie. And the Mega Pinsir hasn't came in yet, so he switches out. And I'm going to keep going for scolds because I 1v1 this thing. If he switches out, he's taking a scold. So he switches in the Sand Slash. And you know what happens here. Lantern just goes ham and fucking boils water in its face. Which is always fucking beautiful. And I get the burn, which is even better. And do you know what the icing on the cake of all this is? I have a feeling the icing on the cake is the fact that even though he switched in and took a burn, I outspeed. So I can kill it next turn anyway. I was just like, you know what, I will take the Earthquake. I've done my job. I can kill the rest of his team. It's fine. But now my Lantern can just be like, yes, mate, I'm fine. So he sends in the Mega Pincer. And this is like where the game plan really has to come into effect, right? So obviously, I know I can take I can't take an Earthquake, but I can take an X-Scissor at this range. At this point, Lantern's done its job. So I'm going to stay in. And he goes for the X-Scissor, revealing he doesn't have the Earthquake. So I take the X-Scissor. Not very well, but I take it. And then I go for a Volt Switch, getting massive damage on that Mega Pincer. That is tasty damage. And I switch on out, and I'm going to go straight into Sneasel. Straight into Sneasel, because I have the Ice Shard. And this is where I play like a boss. He switches out, I predict this, and I go for the knockoff. And I hit this Starmie, smack in the face, knocking off its tasty little, I think it was Expert Belt, I don't remember. I don't know, it might have been leftovers, I can't even remember. But I didn't even see an item there. Yep, Expert Belt. And that means that Mega Pincer comes back in and dies to Garchomp's Stealth Rock. So that will be the game. That will be a 4-0 win against BabyEye and the Saint Louis Chatots. So basically guys, we ain't gonna be no pushovers. We know what we is doing. And we fucked you up, SinisterSableye. We fucked you up, mate. But in all honesty, fam, it's not even like you played a bad game. You prepped fairly well, apart from Sand Slash, in my opinion. But on the day, we just played better than you. And that's not even me trying to be a dick like I usually am. Sometimes these things just happen. Like when I played Trip, on the day, he just played better than me. So that's what won him the game. And on this game, I just played better than him. That's all it is. And I'm sure that BabyEye is going to go on and have a very successful season, because he's already shown he's very capable by defeating Jedi. However, I am not Jedi. I am not a pushover. Yes, Jedi, I'm talking to you. I love you really, Jedi, because you're a meme master, and I love your banter. But basically, anyway, guys, BabyEye, I thought you played very well. You tried to make predictions, and they just didn't work, and that's all it was. That's all it was, and that's me being as real as I can. So basically, I think that's where we're going to end off. Next week, we're playing Quill and the Juventes, and I'm coming for you, mate. I'm going to fucking take you. We're keeping this momentum, and I'm fucking having you. Anyway, if you like me, leave a like. If you hate me, leave a like. If you want to kill me, leave a like. If you wish I would fall in a hole and die, leave a like. And if you love Pokemon, leave a like. If you don't do any of those things, leave a like. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode. Fucking see you later, mate, you little bastard. Please don't hate me, this is just a character I play. Please don't hate me.